Welcome back, YouTube. Another installment of work on the tomahawk hatchet. Got this rounded out. Got my holes drilled through, as you guys have seen. But I want to clean up that forge scale in there and try to make that a little more round as opposed to elongated. So, say hello to my little friend, my Dremel tool. I'm going to give this a go. This is a 1/2-inch drum sanding barrel on there. And this is barely just over a 1/2 inch, so I'm going to see if I can slowly work it through to clean that off. And away we go. Let me set my RPMs on here because that's kind of cool. It's got a little gauge. Tells you the numbers for your speed. I don't want it to be like super loud and super fast because I don't want to tear anything up. Something tells me I would be smarter to put this thing in a vise as opposed to just doing that, you know. So let's see about switching it over to a vise. All clamped up. I've done a few test runs. I got the RPMs up pretty good and we are making progress. So let's see if I can film this proper enough for everybody to see. Maybe change the angle. I don't want to cast a huge shadow. It doesn't look like that's going to be possible from any angle. Getting some good depth in there. Getting clean on the edges. I'm going to finish this up off camera. And one thing I thought about, food for thought, was this thing I thought was going to be more difficult to drill through because it was. So even though it was a hammer, my concern was due to the fact that I drilled right through it. I never fired this up and quenched it, so it's not technically re-hardened. So I'm probably going to light the forge in a little bit and get this thing quenched in some oil. So, woohoo! Now that's a sound I haven't heard in a while. It's been a hot minute since I fired up this thing, but yeah, got it rocking and rolling. We'll get that tomahawk hatchet head up to forging temp and quench it in oil. Should have dawned on me before, but it is what it is. I've never tackled a project like this with a previous hammer. Time to quench this thing in oil. See how that turns out. Of course, that's how you start it. You drop it. Ah. and let it cool. Yeah, it's not all shiny and clean like it was before, but I can fix that by cleaning it. I bought a new attachment for the Dremel tool, which is this flapping wheel. It's not rigid like a file or a belt sander or anything like that, and that should allow me to clean the surfaces of that without altering the shape. So we'll go from there after I get this thing in the oven and get it tempered, because yeah, you got to do it. So I suppose I can shut the forge off now. You guys all enjoy your day. Glad I was able to get in the garage and do a little bit of work. Handle is my next step. Picked a block of wood, and my thought was, how do you make this comfortable to hold? Do you shape it like a hammer? Do you shape it like an axe? So I tested a few different handles, and the one I like is this one. It's got a great shape to it, so I'm going to do what I can to form that piece of wood into a functioning handle for the tomahawk. Oh, hi Mr. Bean. Look at him, shot puppy came out. He's getting bigger than he was in the first video. But, yep, you guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon.